Clancy. This is my 1969 Mach 1.
Hello performance lovers, and welcome to another episode of Muscle Car Campy. If you haven't done so already, hit the subscribe button and ring the bell so you're notified every time a new video goes live. We have an extraordinary example of the Mustang Mach 1 for today's episode. This car has won about every award a Mach 1 can win. The Mustang Club of America, the Antique Auto Club of America. We're going to take it for a little ride later so you'll know exactly what this car drives like. Drive the igniting, power-primed Mach 1. Life will never be the same. So said Ford in its '69 dealer brochure. The Mach 1 gave Ford its best image machine since the original Shelby GT350. Ford first used the Mach 1 name on a mid-60s concept Mustang. It was a pretty wild vehicle, one that looked like it was going 100 miles per hour sitting still. With the new Mustang for 1969, Ford knew it needed an image car. The competition was coming at him from all angles. Even AMC got into the act with the Javelin. Ford came out with the Mach 1 and it was a winner from day one. Standard on the car were a simulated hood scoop, nearly full instrumentation in a wood grain dash, a competition suspension with heavy-duty shocks and springs, E70 14 tires, and dual racing mirrors, plus that fear-inducing flat black hood treatment, and there were stripes galore. So how successful was the Mach 1? Think about it. It sold 72,662 copies. That alone was almost as many Javelins and Barracudas that AMC and Plymouth sold in 1 year. I mean, it was an absolute smash hit. It's so revered today that they've brought the car back a number of times. Obviously, it never really went away through the Mustang 2 years, but then it went away, came back again with the SN95 Mustang in '03 and '04. And now, of course, it's back again starting in 2021. And our owner has one of those as well, a Jet Fighter Gray 2021 Mach 1. This example has just about every nice option a Mach 1 can have. It has air conditioning, it has the FMX automatic transmission, it's got the new for '69 351 Windsor engine with the optional 4-barrel carburetor, makes 290 horsepower, 10.7-to-1 compression, and make sure you used all that good premium fuel. This was the first year for the 351. Its roots are in the 1962 221. This had a taller deck height, better cylinder heads, made 290 horsepower, and though it really didn't get the kind of respect back then because of the 428 Cobra Jet, a lot of people today are still racing the 351 Windsor in competition. Duke Clancy makes his living restoring furniture, so when it came time to restoring this Mach 1, he didn't take it to some fancy shop. He didn't even do it in his own garage. He did it right in the same shop where he restores furniture. Like a lot of '69 Mustang Mach 1 owners, when he restored the car, Duke added the Boss 302 front spoiler and rear wing. Technically, these didn't come out until the Boss 302 in April of that year. As you might expect of a car that's won this many national awards, Duke's Mustang is pretty much as perfect underneath as it is on top. It's just flawless. All kinds of factory markings were put back on the car when it was restored. The only real variation he made, and this is interesting, being a San Jose car, it should be gray underneath. He used the body color primer of other Mustangs that were built in other parts of the country that year. So that's the one variation he made underneath, but you can see all the great markings. This car is superb, just superb. Duke, tell me about this car. You bought this car many, many years ago, and it was about 3 years before you started restoring it. How did you end up with the show winner that you got today?
I went to a couple of national shows and saw the caliber of cars that was there, and I'm a very detailed oriented person, and I saw the cars that looked basically showroom new, and I said I want one of those. and had the bones in this car to do that. So
And this car really does look spectacular, and the paint is not exactly new, but it's pretty much flawless. How long ago was this car painted?
It was painted in 99, 2000, and I painted it with Glosserit. I did a base coat, clear coat, and painted it in my furniture restoration shop. I do antique furniture restoration, so I painted it in an open face spray booth right next to a couple 1800 dressers.
So wow, so you really can say that you were involved in this car, the whole restoration. You didn't farm it out, did you?
No, metal plating and a floor pan replacement. We actually had a buddy come in and custom make a 4-ribbed floor pan because they didn't make those at the time. But other than that, every part of this car was done by me and my wife.
Wow, and you said your wife helped you pull the engine out of it too, right?
Yeah, she was 8 months pregnant when we pulled the motor out. Our son is a U.S. Marine and turning 21 next month.
Wow. So no mercy for you, huh? Just let her do what she's got to do.
No, she's very much into the cars. Her dad had her help him with his cars when she was a younger girl, and she absolutely loves the car shows, and she loves working on the cars. And if I work on them without her, she gets a little miffed about that. So I've got the perfect wife.
I was going to say, it sounds like my kind of woman.
Yeah,
wow.
no, absolutely awesome. Loves working on the cars.
What's your favorite part of this car?
You know, I think honestly it's completely ego, but I believe just overall the way it looks, but I honestly just love the attention that it garnishes me. I love to sit back and watch people come up and they've never seen a caliber car like this at local shows for sure, or sitting in a parking lot and just watching their jaws drop when they see it, and the attention to detail that I put on it, they just don't see this outside of a national show. So I just really enjoy the kudos that I receive from doing such a great job, but also just the overall sexiness of this body style. The 6970 is my favorite, and I think it's just an awesome design.
Well, this is a fantastic car. Now I noticed you added the Boss 302 front and rear spoilers. You told me before that you really like that aspect of the car. This car did not originally come equipped with those, but you didn't get dinged in the shows, correct?
No, I did not. It did not come with the spoilers. That was something that I added. I like the look of those, and it was one of those that if you're an MCA caliber judge and or participant, you can add a few things as long as those things were options or that Ford did make them. And so your workmanship and cleanliness must be up to par. So that was not one of those things that was taken. Thoroughbred class would deduct for that, but this is not a thoroughbred car. Thoroughbred is all NOS parts 100%, and this is not that.
Okay. Now let me ask you this: you added the spoilers, but not the window slats. Is there a reason for that?
I think the window slats on this particular Mach 1, being the 69, is too busy. There's too much going on with the medallion on the quarter panel, sail panel, the side scoop, the louvers. It's too much going on in that area. A 70, I love the spoiler and the slats together because they've eliminated the side scoop and they eliminated the sail panel medallion. So on a 70, yes. On a 69, it's too busy.
Okay.
For my personal taste.
Fair enough, good answer. This car has a really interesting backstory. The original owner won it in a sales contest, correct?
Yeah, his name was Bill, and he ended up winning this. He ended up winning this. He did a Salesman of the Year contest. He sold high temp oil products similar to AMSOIL. It was lubrication products for machinery.
Yeah.
And they had a contest, and he went into the sales general manager's office, said, I'm going to win this contest. Here's the car I want. And he gave him a parade magazine of the new 69 Mach 1, and they said, okay, well, we'll see if you win it. And he did win the contest, and they went back and said, did you keep that magazine article? And he said, yes. Let's go down there and we'll get you ordered. That company only paid for the basic Mach 1, and the 4-barrel carburetor and AM/FM radio that he wanted, they made him pay for, and that additional receipt was inside behind the back glove box. So when I did the research, I found the receipt, which you'll have a picture of, and it had the Fisk Brothers Oil Refinery CO Bill Foster. And because of that, I was able to track down the oil company, talk to the general manager, who was the replacement of Bill, and who drove in this car all over Texas.
Wow.
So I've talked to the family, and I did meet the original owner, and he came out after I finished the restoration for its first inaugural show, and he got to see it. And so have his 2 sons who own the car.
Wow.
They had it in their family for about 18 years.
That must have been a thrill for him to see this car.
It was very exciting, and
I bet it was exciting for you.
He looked like a young Jackie Gleason.
Okay.
It was very, very nice to see him and meet him, and I still keep in touch with one of his sons. They have first right of refusal if I ever decide to sell the car, but at this point, I don't see that happening anytime soon. Yeah, it was a thrill to meet him, and I am the 8th owner of this car. It went through a number of people after them. I know who owned it and what years they owned it, and I've contacted all of them but one.
Wow.
And I am now the owner that has actually had it the longest, with 24 years under my belt.
I really appreciate you taking the time to spend with us on a Sunday to shoot this vehicle, for taking me out on the road. I really appreciate it, and good luck with it in the future.
Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate the opportunity, and I hope all your viewers enjoy it.
I'm sure they will.